Welcome back to my channel. This is Deepak with you once again.
As soon as we open AutoCAD, this type of window appears in front of us. The version which we are using is AutoCAD 2019. In front of us, on the top left, we have a red colored button. This is known as application button. It contains options which are required for us. I will talk about it later. Here we have a menu bar, that is the row of file window help. Talking about the tabs, the home, insert, annotate, parametric, etc. are the tabs. Now draw, modify, annotation, layers, etc. that is a complete row are known as panels. Now talking about this one, if we have to create a drawing, then simply we have to select on start drawing, click on it, and we enter to a drawing area. Here we can select a command and draw. For an instance, we are closing it. Now if we have to open a file which is already saved in our PC or desktop, so we have to simply select open files and select the required file, and let's click on it as open. The file has been opened which has been created earlier. The documents which were used recently come under this category, that is the recent documents. Clear? Now simply in order to create a drawing, we have to click on start drawing. Now first of all we have to select option which is known as UN, enter, which stand for units. Simply select it. Here a drawing toolbar window appears in front of. In this we have to select decimal in order to provide values in this form. Clear? This is the precision. Precision helps us to control the number of digits after decimal. Talking about the units to scale, that is, in order to create a unit, a base unit has to be required. So we have to select a base unit from here, that is currently inches has been selected. Now for an instance we have to create a drawing of millimeters, so we'll have to select millimeters. If you have to create centimeter, you can select centimeters. Clear? Yet now we are going to select millimeters and then click on OK. This is the home tab, this is insert tab, annotate tab, as we have talked recently. Now here is a draw panel in which extra special commands are present for us. This crosshair, that is the two lines in front of us on the drawing area, is known as a crosshair. The symbol depicting XY is known as UCS, that is Universal Coordinate System. This is the command area. This one is the drawing area as we have seen. Now first of all let us select an option, that is line. Either you can select line from here or simply you can type L enter in order to create a line. Clear? Now in order to specify first point, we have to select a position and click left click. Clear? Now just drag the mouse. While we drag the mouse, we see that the line is not horizontal or vertical yet, but it is devoted at some particular angle. Clear? That is the 5 degree, 8 degree, as can be seen from the here. Now in order to make it straight, we have to simply select ortho from here, or we can select F8 from the keyboard and create a straight line. If we have to create a random line, simply click on the next point. To come out of the command, that is to exit a command, simply press escape. If we have to create a line with the help of a dimension, so simply select line command, click, drag the mouse, then simply enter the dimensions. For example, we are taking 50, click on enter and exit. Clear? This line has been created of 50 mm. Now moving to the next command, we here have polyline. Select polyline. As soon as we click on polyline, simply click on first point, click on second point, click on third point. Continuously we can create number of lines from it. Clear? Now press escape key. Now let us find out the difference between a simple line and a polyline. Clear? If we select a line and create this type of shape, then the difference can be seen from it, as if we are selecting the first one, that is the polylined object, it is selected on a single click. The whole object is selected on a single click, but if we select this object, then since it was created with the help of line command, so each and every separate lines will be selected from it. Clear? So polyline simply refers to an object which is created in the form of a single entity. Clear? Well, in order to create a circle, we simply have to select an option from here. Simply define a center point of a circle, drag the mouse in order to see whether your shape is creating or not. Now simply enter 50 if we have to create a radius. Clear? Now the shape can be zoomed out in order to view it. This one is of radius 50. Now if we have to create a circle of diameter 50, then simply we have to select this flyout and click on center diameter. As soon as we select center diameter, define a center point, simply drag the mouse. After dragging the mouse, we have to define a dimension. Let us take the same, that is the 50, and we can see the difference. First shape circular of radius 50 mm, second shape is of diameter 50 mm. Clear? Now we have many more options in circle. Here we have 2 point, 3 point, tan tan radius, tan tan tan. Now let us see the 2 point circle. For example, we are having a shape like this and we have to create a circle considering these two endpoints as a circle. So simply we have to select 2 points, select first point, select second point, the shape will be created. Clear? Now we have our shape like this, first one, this one, second as this one. Simply select circle, 2 point, select first point, second point, our shape will be created. No need of these lines. Simply select circle, 2 point, select first point, second point, and the shape will be created. Now in order to create a 3 point circle, let us create 3 lines, that is the first one, second, third. Now we have to select 3 point from this option, define first point, second point, third point, our shape will be created. Once again, let us select 3 point circle, simply select first point, second point or third point. The shape is created from 3 points, so you can select any of the 3 points. Moving to our next option, tangent, tangent, radius. For this, let us create 2 lines. First one of 100 mm, second one also of 100 mm. To understand easily, I have created the 2 vertical and horizontal lines. Now simply select tangent, tangent, radius from here. Select first tangent point on first line, select second tangent point on second line and define the radius of the circle which you have to create. Since the length is of 100 mm, I am going to take it as 30 mm and click on enter. This is our required tangent circle. Moving to a last command, that is tangent, tangent and tangent. For this, let me create 3 circles. And select tangent, tangent, tangent command. Select first tangent point, second tangent point and third tangent point. Our circle will be created. Once again, let us select tangent, tangent, tangent. Select first point, second point and third point. Your shape will be created. Clear? Now moving to our next command, that is how we can define a color to our object. Clear? For this we have to simply create a circle, a line. I can take any shapes in order to define it. Clear? In front of us we are having an option, that is bilayer. Simply we have to select an object on which we have to apply a color. Select bilayer from the properties panel and let us select a color. For example, I am taking it as yellow and the next one as red. Clear? It will be very helpful in understanding our next command, that is the arc. We have a number of cases in arc. In order to create an arc, we have to select its first option, that is 3 point. Simply, we have to define a first point. Before applying the command, you have to keep ortho turned off. So simply deselect the option and turn off. Now we have to define a second point. For example, I am taking second point somewhat here and the third point here. So our shape has been created, that is an arc which is made by 3 points, that is the first one here, second one, third one, whose center lies at here. Clear? Similarly, let me select an arc command, 3 point once again, first, second and third. Clear? We can create any sort of arc with the help of 3 point command. Moving to our next command, that is a start, center and end. We have to simply select it. First of all, we have to define a start point, then a center point, then an end point. Clear? Now, repeating the command once again, start, center and end. Let us select a start point on the right hand side, then select center point and the end point. Clear? Now, the difference in both of these two arcs can be seen by us. The first one is created downwards and the second words in the upper hemisphere. What was the reason for it? We have to understand that arc originates from a start point where we click. Clear? So we clicked here as a start point. So the arc originated in the anti-clockwise direction from here, from this start point to end point. Similarly, on selecting a start point on the right hand side, the arc originates in the anti-clockwise direction in the upper hemisphere. Understood? Now moving to our next command, that is start, center and angle. Simply we have to select a start point, select center point. After selecting a center point, simply define an angle. Let me take an angle of 120 degree and click like this. Clear? So in order to verify the angle, let me create a line joining an end point of the line and a center point of this 20 mm line. Now let me introduce it a color, this one, cyan. Now in order to view the angle, moving toward annotation tab, simply select angular. We'll talk about other dimensions later, but yet we have requirement of an angular. So simply let us select an angular, then select the line, a next line and drop like this. Clear? On zooming it, we can see the angle 120 degree. Hence it is verified that this arc is of 120 degree. While repeating the command from the right hand side, I mean the start point, center point and then the angle of 120 degree. Once again we'll have to create a line like this, introduce a color to it. Now select angular from here, select the two lines, click here and the angle can be seen from it 120 degree. The reason for lower and upper hemisphere has been discussed earlier. Moving to our next command, that is the start, center and length. Simply we have to select a start point, center point and define a length. Let me take it as 15 mm. Now in order to define the length, we have to select a line from here. Simply select the starting point of the arc, end point of the arc and click here. As we can see, the dimension is of 15 mm which we have defined earlier. Clear? In the same way, arc can be created in the upper hemisphere. Moving to our next command, that is start, end and angle. Here we have to select a start point, select an end point and we have to define an angle. Let me take it as 60 degree and an arc has been created. Now on selecting the arc, we can see the three endpoints, I mean the start point, end point and arc midpoint here, but in this case our center lies away from the originating line. Clear? Now in order to verify the angle, we have to select a line command and select the two endpoints and connect them with the center of the arc. Clear? In order to verify it once again, we have to select angular from here and on selecting the two lines and placing the angle, we can see it of 60 degree. Hence it is proved that the arc which we have created is of 60 degree. Now moving to our next command, simply select rectangle from here. Select first point, you have to drag the mouse. On dragging the mouse, we have to select an area option in order to create a rectangle with the help of area. Simply, we have to provide an area of a rectangle. So let me provide it as 1000 mm, and as we know, area of rectangle equals to length into breadth. Since we have applied area, then we have to provide either length or width. Simply select length or width according to your requirement. Now on selecting length, let me provide the length as 100 and click on enter. As soon as I click on enter, a rectangle appears in front of us whose dimensions are 100 by 10 mm and area. In order to know area, you have to type AA, enter, and select the endpoints first, second, third, fourth, and press enter key. As soon as we press enter key, here we can see the area and perimeter of the rectangle, that is 1000 mm square and 220. Clear? Now we have our other option. Simply select rectangle, specify a start point and select rotation. As soon as we are selecting rotation, our rectangle starts rotating at some angle. In order to constrain the angle, let us provide the angle as 45 and press enter key. Now this rectangle will be created at 45 degree each in each quadrant. Clear? Now in order to define the dimensions, either we can take area option or dimensions. Let me introduce you dimension command. Simply select dimensions and define the length of rectangle. Let me take it as 100 and next one as 50 and press enter key. Now our rotated rectangle has been created. In this case, we have to select aligned. Simply select a start point, end point, and let us check the dimension. It is of 100 mm. Now once again aligned command, start point, end point, drag it and 50 mm. Clear? So our rotated rectangle has been created. It is always to be kept in mind, that is to provide the angle of rotation to be 0 in order to create rectangle as horizontal and vertically. Clear? So we simply have to select rotation from here and define the rotation angle as 0 degree and press enter key. Now our rectangle will be created normally. Moving to our next command, that is polygon. Simply we have to create a circle first in order to understand this. Let me create a circle of 20 mm. Now once again, and another circle of same dimension, that is 20 mm. After it, we have to select polygon from the rectangle flyout. After selecting polygon, we have to simply enter the sides. Let me define the number of sides as 5 and press enter key. Then we have to define a center of polygon here, and we have to select inscribed and circumscribed. Inscribed and radius of 20 mm or and press enter key. Clear? In this case, inscribed refers to a circle which is created within the radius we have provided. On selecting the polygon command, once again defining the number of sides same, that is 5. Select center point. In this case, we are going to select circumscribed and applying the radius same as that of previous case, that is 20 mm. Our polygon has been created outside the radius which we had provided. Clear? Now let me introduce color in order to look at more familiar. So this is the difference between inscribed and circumscribed. Inscribed refers to a circle, polygon, which is created within the radius which we have provided, and the next one outside the radius which we have provided. Clear? I hope the difference is clear to you. Moving to our next command, which is center, axis and elliptical arc. All these three commands are used to create an ellipse. Before creating an ellipse, let me create a line of 20 in order to make it easily understandable to you. And once again, let me create a line of 20 mm. Clear? And provide it a color, suppose green. Here we simply select a center. Center refers that an ellipse will be started from a center point. Now let me drag mouse on this line and come to a triangle which is the midpoint of this line. So simply select center of ellipse. Then we have to define the axis endpoints, that is the start point and end point of ellipse. This will be a major radius and this will be a minor radius. Clear? Once again, let me introduce it to you. Simply select center in order to create an ellipse. Select center point of the line like this. Select a start point and we have to define a minor radius like this. Simply drag the mouse and click here. Let us make it more familiar to us. Simply we have to select a center from here. Select center point, select a start point like this and drag the mouse to the other side and let us introduce it a radius of 5 mm and click enter. Clear? So this rectangle, this ellipse has been created of major radius of 20 mm and minor radius of 5 mm which we had yet provided. Clear? Now once again, let me introduce you with the next command, that is axis endpoint. Simply select axis endpoint. So in this case we have to select major radius start point and end point, that is axis start and axis end point, in order to define a radius, that is a dimension between the two lines. And now scroll the cursor up or down in order to select the second radius, that is the minor radius, or you can make it a major radius by dragging the mouse like this. Clear? Now let me introduce it with another radius of 8 mm. So our ellipse has been created of minor radius 8 mm and the major radius of 20 mm. Here we are having an elliptical arc. We have to define a start point, an end point and a distance to other axis, that is the minor axis. Let me select it as 4 mm, click on enter, and after selecting the 4 mm, let me turn off the ortho command in order to make you visible that what it is going to be created as a shape. Clear? Here we are going to create an elliptical arc which is going to trace this particular curve, that is a trajectory which we have yet created. So in order to create our arc, we have to define a start angle. Let me take it as 0 degree and next one as 60 degree, that is the end angle of the arc. On selecting line command and joining the end point and center point and using angular command makes us easy understandable that the arc which has been created is of 60 degree. Now one of the most important command, that is copy and move command. Simply if I have created a circle over here and I want it to copy, so simply we are going to select copy command from this modified panel. Simply select copy command or simply we can type CO enter. The command becomes active. Simply select an object which you want to copy, press enter key. Now we have to define a base point from where we have to pick it. Now let us select the center point as the base point and we have to select a direction and a distance where we have to place this copied object. Clear? Now let me turn on ortho command in order to create in a straight line and let me provide the distance as 200 and click on OK. Clear? And click on escape command. Now simply double click on the mouse scroll bar in order to view the two objects. Simply select dimensions, that is a linear one. Select a start point and end point. Drag the mouse like this and the distance of 200 mm can be observed from here. Clear? Let us create a shape like this. Now if I have to move this polygon to these respective endpoints, so simply select copy command from the modified panel, select the object, that is the polygon, press enter key, select a base point from where we have to click and define the other location where we have to place the object. No need to press escape key and come out of the command. Simply go on adding the points where you have to place this object. Clear? This object can be placed at any number of places where you want to place it. Press CO enter or simply select copy command. Select the whole object, press enter key, select a base point. Base point can be any point from where you have to pick the object and place it to a next position. Clear? In this way we can select many number of items, that is infinite number of items to infinite number of points. If we have to move our polygon to a new position, simply we have to select a move command, that is this option, or simply type M enter in order to select move. Process is same as that of copy. Simply select object to be moved, define a base point, a new position like this. Once again M enter, select object, move to a new position like this. Clear? The whole object can be moved from one place to a new position by performing simple set of instructions. Suppose I have created a rectangle and another rectangle like this. If I have to create a hatch line, simply select this flyout, select hatch. On selecting the hatch option, a window appears in front of us. Simply select a position where we have to fill the hatch. Now from here we have to select hatch patterns, the type of patterns which we want to select. Simply I am selecting ANSI 137. Clear? Now we have to define the scale. Let me define the scale as 100 and press on enter. In our earlier case, the density was much high. That is, if I am going to select 0.5, the object is like this. That is, there are lines, but the density of line is so much that it cannot be observed easily. So in order to increase or decrease the density of lines, we simply have to select hatch scale from the here and define the new value. Now if we have to rotate the hatch lines to any of the angles, simply we are going to press and hold the left mouse button and drag the mouse like this, either to right in order to increase the rotation angle or to left in order to decrease the rotation angle, or simply type an angle which you have to create. In order to provide color to this hatch, simply select bilayer option and select a color which you have to provide and click on close hatch creation. Clear? Once again I am going to repeat the command. Simply select hatch option, select this one, and let me select brick in this case. This one is as brick, and let me define the angle as 0 degree and select the color as red. As we can see, the brick is of larger scale and it cannot be filled easily within this confined rectangle. So simply let me take hatch scale as 50, yet now it is more, so let me introduce it as 20 mm. Clear? As we can see, a hatch has been created. Not only brick, we can select a number of items, that is both for civil engineering and mechanical engineering professionals. There are a number of options available in front of us. We can select any of the options, that is sand, brick, metals like aluminium, box, BR stone, clay, cork, cross, earth, etc. Clear? For civil engineering candidates, in order to provide a foundation of any pillar, we have to define the post which is created of earth. Another on, we have to define a layer of concrete, etc. All these things can be provided with the help of hatch lines. Clear? So hatch lines are of very importance because it helps us in order to define materials and to easily understand the drawing what we are going to create. Now let me create another rectangle of some random dimension and another shape of circle. Now our other command is of gradient. Simply select gradient from here. On selecting gradient, let me define a pick point, this one, that is of first rectangle. Here we can see two colors are available in front of us. First one blue one, base color, and the next base color of yellow. As we can see from this top window, here gradient has been selected and first color is blue and yellow. We can change the color from here if we have to change it, and also we can define the color mixing from this window. Clear? We can take any type of color mixing from here and click on close hatch creation. Clear? Now once again, let me select gradient option from here and select a base point inside the circle. Now in this case, if I have to define only a single color, simply we are going to select solid from here and select a single color which we have to define and click on close hatch creation option. Clear? So hatch is used to define the lines, the patterns which we are going to use in order to clearly define the drawings. Let us select a line like this. If I am clicking on this first line and clicking on delete option, the object is going to be deleted. Now selecting on any object, right click on the mouse and here selecting the erase option, the object can be erased, or simply we can click on E, enter, select the object to be erased and press enter key, the object will be erased. Clear? Now you can use Ctrl Z in order to undo like this, Ctrl Z, or simply you can select undo from this icon. Now if we have trim a particular portion out of this object and not delete the whole object, for this we simply have to select trim option from the here and press right click, select the object to be trimmed like this. Clear? We can select multiple objects in one go by simply defining a start point, dragging the mouse like this and selecting like this. Now let us understand about extend command. Either we can select from this option extend, or simply we can type EX double enter. Now after typing EX double enter, we have to extend this line up to this boundary. This means that we require two objects to execute this command. The first one, an object which is to be extended, and the second one, a boundary up to which extent we have to extend the particular object. Clear? So simply select the first object and our object will be extended. Now if I click on this object, the object is not going to be extended because we are not having any boundary in front of this command. Moving to our next command, which is mirror. For mirror command, we simply require an object which is to be mirrored and a mirror line. Clear? Simply let us select a mirror option from here or define MI enter as a shortcut of mirror. Select the object which we have to mirror, press enter key, select an start point of the mirror line and end point of the mirror line. On selecting it, two options are available to us, that is, would we want to erase the source object or not. In first case, I am going to select it as no. In this case, the mirrored object and the source object both are retained. Now moving to our next case in mirror command, simply select mirror, select object to be mirrored, press enter key, select a start point and end point on the mirror line, and in this case I am going to select yes for erasing the source object. Clear? Now the difference can be seen that in first case the source object and the mirrored object both are retained, but in our next case the source object has been deleted. Clear? So this was the basic difference between erasing source object yes and no command. As it can be seen that on selecting a rectangle made with the help of rectangle command, a single click helps us in selecting the whole rectangle, because this is created with the help of a rectangle command, and a rectangle command is a type of polyline command. Clear? Now if we have to break these lines as a separate lines, we have to select an option which is known as explode command. Clear? Simply select a command that is explode, or simply type X on the keyboard and press enter key. Select the object to be exploded and press enter key. Now in this case, a single click is not going to select all the whole object. Our object has been separated with the help of explode command. That is, all these lines are a single entity and separate ones. Clear? This rectangle is also created with the help of rectangle command. Now once again, let me explode it. Simply select explode command. Now we can see all the lines are separated. Clear? Let me introduce a color in order to make you easily understand. As we have exploded the rectangle into different lines, now in order to join these lines, we simply have to select a command which is known as region. For this, we have to type REG, enter. Select the object which has to be regioned and press enter key. Now as we see, the color has been disappeared, and on selecting it, whole object is again going to be selected on a single click. Clear? It is easily visible that what is the purpose of region command and explode command. Explode is going to explode the object into different entities. Region command is going to rejoin and convert it into a region. We are here with our next command, that is spline. Simply we are going to select a spline fit, and the next one is a spline CV. For this, let me create two lines. Select copy command and create another object like this. Clear? Now let me select the first keys, that is a spline fit. Simply we have to define a start point, and turning off ortho is of prime importance. Select second line, the second point on the line, third point on the line, fourth point, fifth, and this one like this, and the series goes on while providing it an angle, the color yellow. Moving to our next case, we are going to select a spline CV, that is control vertices, start point, end point, start point, end point, start. Clear? Now what is the difference between the two objects? If I'm selecting it here, in this case I had selected points on these lines, that is the first one and second one. In this case, the spline has been created between the two lines. Clear? The spline has been created between the two lines, that is the point, that is the fit point is lying on this particular line where we have selected our control point. Clear? This is known as fit point. Using this fit point, we can either modify or demodify our line, our spline. In this case, the spline has been created between the points which we had selected earlier. Clear? Like this. The points lying on this lines where we had clicked is known as control vertices. With the help of this vertex also, we can modify or demodify the lines. Let us select our next command, which is construction line. Simply select construction line, define a start point, drag the mouse like this, and press ortho turned on like this, and dragging the mouse down makes another construction line in the vertical direction. Construction line basically refers to the infinite line of mathematical geometry. These lines are infinite. Or another line is of ray. Ray, as we know that a ray is having a start point but it does not have end point. Clear? A ray is having a start point but it is not having an end point. Clear? These two commands, that is construction line and ray, are very helpful for us while creating a layout either of mechanical layout or of civil layout. Clear? Large number of drawings, that is big drawings, are made easily with the help of these two commands. Now we have our option multiple points here. So simply we are going to select multiple points and click here. That is first point, second point, third point, fourth point, and so on we can create. But here we can see that only a small drop, only a point is visible to us. So how we can change and control the size and pointer stylus? So for this we have to simply type PT enter, that is the point style, and press enter key. Clear? From here we can define the point size and point style. Either we can select the cross one, this one, and click on OK command, and the points will be of new style. Suppose if we want to create an object like this, that is a line of 50 mm, and we have to create a same dimension line at a distance of 20 mm, in any of the directions. For this, simply we have to create a line command, enter distance as 50, press escape to exit the command. Then our next option is offset command. Here it is offset. So we have to simply type O enter, or you can select from the option in the modify panel. So after typing O enter, you have to enter distance, which is 20 in our case. We have to press 20 and press enter key. Now we have to select an object which we have to offset. Select this object and we have to define direction. If we have to create in the upper hemisphere, then simply we have to scroll the mouse in the upward direction, and then if we have to create a lower direction, then simply scroll the mouse down to the lower hemisphere. Clear? Now click once again. So let me verify it on measuring dimension, that is linear dimension. This length is of 50 mm and the distance between these two lines is of 20 mm. Now moving to our next case, suppose we have a circle of radius 20 mm and we have to offset it outwards to a distance of 5 mm. So for this, simply we have to select circle command and let us create a radius of 20 mm. Now we have to select offset command once again and define the offset distance as 5 mm. So simply type 5, press enter key, select the object to offset. Now we have to offset it outwards. So simply scroll the mouse to the left direction and click here. Clear? Now press escape key. Now let us verify it. Simply we have to select radius to define the radius, that is 20 mm, and now we have to select linear so that we can select the two quadrant points, that is of first circle and second circle, and let us verify it as 5 mm. Hence offset command I think will be clear to you. Now sometimes the size of the dimension is either too small that it cannot be viewed easily without zooming it, and sometimes it is very much high. So in order to control the dimension size, we have to move to dimension settings. In order to move to dimension style manager, we have to simply select D enter. As soon as we type D enter, a window appears in front of us. Here ISO 25 has been selected, which is by default. Now in order to modify and make changes in such settings, we simply have to move to modify, and here we have our text option. So simply we have to click on text, and here we can decide what will be the text style. Here it is annotative or standard. In order to move to more settings, we have to click on this three dots icon. Simply click on it. After clicking on it, from here we can select font name, font style, we can define the height, width factor of text and oblique angle, etc. And after selecting it, we have to click on set current. Let us do not make changes in such. Now in order to make simple text height changes, we simply have to click on text height. Now let me change it to 5 mm and press OK. Set current and close. Here we can see the size has been changed. Now once again I am pressing D enter and clicking on modify, and now I am defining the size back to 2.5 mm. Now clicking on OK and set current, and as soon as I click on close, the size reverts back to its original position. Clear? Now in order to make more changes, that is in the case of changing arrow size, changing arrow shape, or increasing this distance, that is offset beyond dimensions lines, and much more. So for this we have to simply click on D enter once again, moving towards modify, and from here we have to move to symbol and arrows option. First arrowhead can be selected as suppose architectural tech. If we are creating an architectural drawing, this one is the best one. Suppose for an instance I am selecting closed for the second arrow. In order to show you, we can decide arrow size from here and click on OK. Now set current, click on close, and the changes are easily appeared in front of us. That is, first arrow is oblique and second one is like this. Clear? Now once again moving to D enter, modify. Now let me revert back to original conditions, that is close field. this one also close filled. Now moving to lines, simply we can select extend beyond dimensions line. Please note it very carefully. Suppose I am taking it 10 or we can say 2. In order to make you understand, simply I am going to click on OK, click on set current and close. We can see this line has been extended. This one has been extended, that is above this arrow. Now if we want to increase this line, simply we have to click on D enter, modify, offset from origin and select 4 mm, click on OK, set current, close. You can see the distance has been increased. In short, dimension setting changes using Dimension Style Manager. There is much more to discuss, but we'll see it later words. Now, moving back to text, in order to place text either above or centered from here or outside, each and everything can be decided from here. Simply I am selecting above. Now text alignment, currently it is selected aligned with the dimension line. Now if I am going to select horizontal, you can see it will be appear to you horizontally, and if I am selecting ISO standard like this. Clear? Let me select aligned with dimension line, click on set current. Don't forget to click on set current and click on close. The conditions like this will come in front of you. Let us move to our next command, that is fillet. To select fillet, we have to select fillet from this option in the modify panel. Either you can select fillet from this or you can simply type F enter. After selecting F enter, we have to right click and select radius from here. On selecting radius, now we have to simply define the radius of which we have to apply a fillet. Now I am going to take it as 10 mm and click on enter. Now I have to select the two dimensions on which fillet is to be applied. So select first object, select second object, and the fillet is applied. In order to repeat the command, you can select spacebar. Any command can be repeated using spacebar. So simply right click once again, click on radius and select another dimension. Suppose I am taking 15. You can select first object, second object, and the radius is created. Now let me verify it. For this, simply select radius from the dimension tab, click here and like this. Once again select radius here and the dimension will be appeared here, that is radius 10, radius 15. Clear? Now it is a bit tedious process to repeatedly select the radius option. Now in order to make changes on an object in one single click, for this we simply have to type F enter or select fillet from here, right click and select radius and define the radius as 15, press enter. Now we have to select multiple from here, so right click on it and select multiple. Now as soon as I click on this particular line and click here, it is created. Now selecting first object, second object, repeat the process for the remaining lines and our object will be created. Clear? Now moving towards chamfer command. For this, select chamfer from this option, click on fly out and select chamfer and simply right click and select distance from here. Now we have to define the first distance. Suppose I am taking it as 10, select and select another dimension as 10 mm. So simply we are going to select 10 and press enter key. Now we have to select first object, select second object, and our chamfer has been created. Once again, let me select CHA enter as chamfer, shortcut for chamfer. Right click, select distance. Now we have to select a distance. Let me take it as 15. Press enter key. Now in this case we are taking asymmetrical chamfer distance. Enter 10 mm. Now we have to select a first line, a second line. Here we can see two different shapes of chamfer has been created. Why it is so? Because in our first case we had selected a symmetrical distance and in our second case we have selected asymmetrical dimensions. Clear? like this. Here the dimensions are symmetrical, and are in this case the dimensions are asymmetrical, like this. This was the first line which I had selected. So from this point to this point the distance is 15 mm and the second line direction is of 10 mm. Clear? Now as we have seen in fillet, we can also use multiple command in chamfer. For this, simply select chamfer, right click, select distance. Let me take 10 and 10, that is symmetrical in this case. Right click once again and select multiple from here. Select first object, select second object. Once again select first object, second object. In the same way we can select n number of objects and our shape will be created. Now let me introduce to you with the important toggle keys. The options here are known as toggle keys. We have seen about ortho command, that is ortho mode, whose shortcut was F8. Now here are some of the icons. If not present, then simply you have to move to last option, that is customize. Click on it. From here we can set a number of toggle keys. Suppose I am selecting dynamic UCS from here, and on seeing it our dynamic UCS appears here. Clear? And also we can select dynamic input from here, where it is, this one. Now coming here. Clear? This option is our dynamic input. Now let us see the use of dynamic input. Sometimes if this option is turned off on creating any object, the dimensions which were appearing earlier in the drawing area is not appearing to us. Clear? Here it is written only ortho 106 from 0.3120 less than 0 degree. Now in order to see the dimensions, we simply have to turn it on. As soon as I turn it on, clear, the dimensions which we are typing is available to us. Understood? Let me repeat it once again. As we can see, on toggling it on, the dimensions are available to us, and if it is turned off, the dimensions will not be available to us on the drawing area. Clear? Moving to our next command, sometimes on selecting align command, and if we want to create it from any of the endpoint or midpoint, sometimes the points are not available to us. Clear? Neither the quadrant points or the center point of a particular shape is not available to us. So in order to get back these points, we simply have to type DS enter, which stands for drafting setting options. Under object snap, we have to select the quantities which we have to require, such as endpoints, midpoints, center, geometric center, etc. So simply you have to make a simple setting of selecting it all and select object snap on and object snap tracking on. On clicking it OK, now let me select the line command once again, and we can see the endpoint, midpoint, once again the endpoint, or the 4 quadrant points are all available to us. Understood? Also, on typing DS enter, there are a number of options like snap and grid, polar tracking, object snap, 3D snap, etc. Now let us have a look about polar tracking option. First of all, we have to click OK, and here we can select angle of 45 degree. Now clicking on OK, selecting line once again, let me click here. Now we can see the object tracking has been started. This green line is a tracking line. Now let me move our mouse upwards like this, and as soon as we will reach 45 degree, a tracking line will be available to us. Clear? This is very helpful in creating angles. Now let me take line command once again, click here. Now 45 degree from this line, so this one is 45 degree from here, and if we want to create 45, so this one is 45 degree like this. Clear? Now let me verify it, taking angular command from the dimensions panel, 45, 45, 45. Understood? We can make changes to the angle. We can select any of the angle from here, or in order to create new angles, simply click on new and type the angle which you want to use. Suppose I am taking 22.5 and clicking on OK. Clear? Now L enter. Let me click here and let me track the line like this. Clear? Now let me create a horizontal line in order to show you the angle. Now let us see some of the properties which can be applied to any of the object. Clear? We have already understand how to apply color using bilayer command. Suppose I am defining it as red color, next one as yellow, third one as green. Clear? Now if we have to apply line type over here, simply here two options are available. First one of line weight setting, next one of line type settings. Clear? So simply we have to click on other option. Here line type manager will be available to us. Now we have to select load option. From here there are number of line types available to us. We can select which we have to use. Now suppose we have to select hot water supply. So let me select it as hot water. Click on OK. Clear? Also we have to apply line types to two remaining objects. So let me select fencing. Also any other line. Suppose I am selecting this one, batting. Click on OK. Click on OK. Now select the first object, apply line type as batting. Now select second object, apply line type as fence line. Select third object, we have to apply line type as hot water supply. We can see here the first and last objects have been changed but their shape has been deformed. Clear? So how we can adjust these settings? For this we have to simply type PR, enter. PR refers to property palette, and from here a property palette appears in front of us. From here an option available to us is line type scale. We have to simply select an object which we have to scale and define here. As it is 1 mm, which is very much large, so let me select it as 0.4 using hit and trial method. Here the size has been changed. Let me reduce its size to much more. Here it is 0.1 mm and the size has been reduced. Let me reduce it to 0.05. As we can see, the shape here is much more suitable for the drawing. Now let me select the second object, clicking line type scale. Now let me select this as 0.14. Here fence line has appeared in front of us. Let me press escape key. We can see fence line has appeared in front of us. Now moving to third one, here only 3 hot water line type is available to us. Now let us select the third object, select line type scale option, select 0.2 from here, and we can see a number of hot water icons are available in front of us. That is, the scale of line type has been reduced. Clear? In such a way we can make changes to line type option. Now if we have to copy these properties on this circle, so simply we have to select match properties, or we can type MA, enter, select the object whose property is to be applied and select the object on which we have to apply the property. In this simple way we can match the properties of the objects. Also we can select MA, enter, or match property, select object and select the other object. Clear? In this way match property option can be used. Now moving to our next command, which is line type scale. Now moving towards next command, which is line weight. For this, suppose I am selecting an object like here and this one is here. Clear? Now let me select first object and select line weight and select 0.30 mm for the first one, and let me select 1 mm for the second object. Clear? But no change is seen in front of us. For this we simply have to move to customize option, select line weight option. As soon as line weight option appears in front of us, we have to click on it. Clear? On clicking line weight option reveals the original line weight of our objects. Suppose we have to create an object like this. So this option is known as array command and the case is known as polar array. For this we have to create two objects. First one the trajectory and the second one the main object. Clear? For this we have to type AR, enter, or simply we can move here, click on this flyout and select polar array. After selecting polar array, we have to select the object which we have to create as an array. Now press enter key. Now we have to define center point of the trajectory along which we have to create array. So center point will be this one. Now as we can see, a number of items are available to us. Clear? Suppose I have to make changes in that. So we have to simply click on items and define the items. Let me take it as 4. Click on close array. Clear? Here the items are available to us 4. If we have to make any changes, simply double click on the items and define the number of items as 6 as are present in our case. So simply type close array and our options, that is our object has been created. Now if we have to create an object like this, for this we have to simply select a rectangular array and any type of complex object can be created. For this we simply have to create a rectangle of size 20 by 10 mm like this. So now simply select rectangular array from the flyout and select the object whose array has to be created. Press enter key. Now we can select the columns. As we can see from here, 2 columns are available and number of rows is 3 only. The distance between column is of 40 mm, so simply type 40 here, and the distance between row is of 20 mm, so let us type 20 and click on close array. Clear? Now let us verify it using linear dimensions. So simply we can select the 2 points and see the distance as 20 mm and next one as 40 mm. So in this way, rectangular array and polar array can easily be used to achieve such number of objects. Now let us check our next important command, which is known as leader. Select a leader command from the option. Select the object where we have to place and click here and provide an angle. It should not be less than 45 degree. So place like here and type. Here the pentagons are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 pentagons, or we can say polygons. So we can simply write 6 polygons. 6 polygons. Then we can write on PCD, that is pitch circle diameter. Here the radius is of 100 mm. This means the diameter will be of 200 mm. Clear? So we can type 200 and click on close editor.
Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe the channel, hit the bell icon. Please share the video. If you